Let's play Name That Fallacy. Yeah. Okay. So what we're gonna do here? First of all, we actually need another player. So if you want to play, come on in. Um, oh, hang on, I'm getting feedback. Bad feedback. Jade, come on in. So what? Come on. You're gonna have fun. There's the hangout link. Get in here. Man says he can't be beat. So what we're gonna be doing? We're not gonna be like reading things and you have to name that fallacy. It's not gonna be like that. This is gonna be something completely different. This is gonna be learning kind of about fallacies, maybe. And I have a cool chart that I can't remember. I think it was Holy Kool-Aid. Yeah, it was Holy Kool-Aid actually that found this. A really cool chart. And I'm going to be using that to draw from. And I'm going to be reading out the description of a fallacy. And the way we're going to work this is I would like to get 4 people in here, one scorekeeper, which is Barney, and then 4 people. It'd be 2 on 2. And I'll be reading out the description. The first person to yell their name out will have a chance to answer the name of the fallacy or a variant of. I'll accept the Latin name or whatever. Most fallacies have multiple names, as long as they can justify it. And some of these are not even fallacies. Some of these are actually just mistakes, right? So not necessarily specifically logical fallacies, although the chart that I'm drawing from says logical fallacies, but I've noticed some of them technically are not. But whatever. Bear that in mind. But if you get it wrong, if you call out your name and we call on you, I call you, and you get it wrong, then your opponent gets a chance to answer, but I get to read the full description and they get a hint. It'll be either a logical fallacy, a cognitive fallacy, or a argumentative error, and then or combination thereof, and that might help them get the answer right. First one to 5 wins that round, and then they'll go against 2 other people. So, hey, Dutch Atheist Loves American Sweetheart. What a long name. Kind of cool name. But hi, people are saying hi in the live chat. I got to say hi to them because I'm social like that. So Jade wanted to do this, but she's now going up terrible at actual fallacy names. No, you're not, Jade. Come on in. We need 2 other people, so we can do a 2 on 2. The first round is going to be DM, which is Deconverted Man versus Tony. Yay. And then we'll go 2 other people they want to come in, and then the winner of each round will go head-to-head with each other. So maybe they just want to wait to see how this goes before they join us here. Barney, are you there? Are you ready to score keep?
Ready.
All right. Tony, you ready?
Ready to lose. Let's get it on.
All right. Deconverted Man,
Fallacy
ready?
it up.
Yes, of course.
All right. So, Barney, you're going to be my other set of ears. We'll kind of just, if we hear somebody call out their name, we'll kind of talk about who we think said it first. When we ask the live chat if there's a they said it simultaneously, but will you help me on that too?
Sure.
Awesome. Okay, so let's see here. Let's start with the first one. Attacking an argument by attacking the person making it. Quote, Bob is a spokesman for the senator's
Deconverted
office.
Man. Deconverted Man.
Okay, DM, go.
Ad hominem.
Point for DM Man. Yay.
Yeah. It's the ad hominoid.
I don't know how to do the clapping thing sound. Do we have that? They took out Hangouts, didn't they? Oh, the Hangout tools. Oh man. Hi, first case. I saw you. Sorry. Yay, Jade, shut up. Okay, so 1 point. Okay. Ready. Number 2. An argument that claims there are only 2 possibilities which need to be considered when in fact there are more.
Deconverted Man.
Yeah, go for it.
Man, I know this one.
False dichotomy.
Correct.
Ah.
Okay.
Good job.
Also excluded middle.
Why?
Also exploded middle. That is correct.
Is
Number
there an
3.
either or 2 or something like that?
We might have to go to 10. These might be too easy for you guys. Especially if we don't get
Not
any
for
players. Some of these are not easy, so I can tell you right now. I actually heard of pretty much every one of these except for like 3. I actually had to go look up and go, I've never heard of these. So
Yeah, I was looking up someone. I didn't even know any. I was like, whoa.
All right, ready? Number 3. Presenting only information that supports an argument, even if other information doesn't support it. Example, quote, this paper shows that GMO food is harmful, without mentioning that hundreds of other papers could not replicate the finding.
Months secretary? No, sorry.
Tony. Call out your name. Call out your name.
Tony.
Very good. He almost forgot his
It wasn't
name there. Okay, what and?
I know, right? I think I got it wrong though. It's not a non sequitur. No, it's not.
No cheating from the live feed. Let him say it first.
I said it. Now you can say I'm wrong.
It's not. It is not non sequitur. Okay, deconverted man. It's your thing. You get a chance to do it, and let me give you the type of thing it is. It is considered to be an argumentative error.
Okay. I know it.
I'll read it. Want me to read it again for you?
My mind is blank. I know it.
All right, let me read it again for you because you got to read over, especially because I finished the whole thing. Presenting only information that supports an argument, even if other argument doesn't support it. Quote, this paper shows that GM food is harmful without mentioning the hundreds of other paper that could not replicate the finding.
Wait, can I go or no?
No, it's 2-on-2. I got muted. What do you mean background noise? It's just DM and Tony right now. DM, you have 10 seconds.
It's not a half truth, but that's all that's coming into my brain.
Incorrect. So. The correct answer was.
I know it's incorrect.
Anybody else? now anybody else can answer. What was it?
Misleading statistic.
No. Anybody?
Oh God.
All right, cherry picking.
Cherry picking.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's their definition for cherry picking?
Yeah, when you only present information that supports your argument with the exclusion of all other.
I don't know.
I'm only going by one page here. Now I can go by multiple pages, but like I said, I kind of know most of these errors. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the score? What's the score?
The 2-zip.
2-zip. All right. Number 3.
Yeah.
Creating an analogy between two unrelated things and then using the analogy to make an assertion.
Oh, deconverted man.
Deconverted man, go.
Appeal to false analogy.
Correct.
Good call.
The example would be the government is like a business. Since businesses exist to make money, the government should not enact policies that do not generate revenue. False analogy. Okay, next one. Now you're going to get a hard one because nobody's going to get this one. Ready? Number 4. The tendency to believe that especially vivid, dramatic, or exceptional events are more relevant or more common than they actually are, and to attach special weight to such vivid, dramatic events. Example, in New York, a Vietnam veteran was assaulted in a bar. In Vermont, a Iraq vet was mugged at knife point. American citizens therefore hate veterans. No one? All right, live chat. You guys want to try this one? I'll just read the first sentence again. The tendency to believe that especially vivid, dramatic, or exceptional events are more relevant or more common than they actually are. Not a fallacy of composition. Not a false equivalence.
Man.
I know, right? It's like argument.
It's the thing that makes you believe.
I want to say appeal to the minority. Appeal to the minority of one, but that doesn't seem.
Nope.
That
it is
seem
called.
to be
I'll give it to you. It's called the vividus fallacy. This is one I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that one.
I did not know.
Right.
I had to look. I had no idea.
It's not even on my cheat sheet.
Is that Latin? Vividus?
Vividness. No, it means to vivid, right? Vivid.
Oh, vivid. Okay.
Yeah, that was one I didn't know. Okay, so moving on. Ready? Repeating something as true over and over again.
Oh, man.
Boy, jumped on this one.
What is ad nauseum for
Very
1,000?
good.
There it is. That was good.
Very good.
My phone's about to die. You're gonna get the
Don't
win.
you dare! Don't you
For
dare!
real. I'll stay on until it's on. Okay.
Okay. I love that. I'm getting my ass handed to me. My phone's about to die. I'm kidding.
Please believe me.
I do. I trust you. Yeah, if you're a
Just
G-man,
keep saying that your phone's gonna die over and over.
Hey, I told you going into it, I was gonna get my ass
look at
kicked.
Tony run. Okay, no, let me read this. So, repeating something true over and over again, even though it's after been shown to be false. Radio commentators are prone to do this. Quote, Sandra Fluke wants the taxpayers to pay for contraception. She argues that it's the responsibility of taxpayers to pay for contraception. Sandra Fluke believes that contraception should be paid for by the taxpayer, and they just basically repeat that over and over again. Okay, moving on. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Quick.
The tendency to make predictions about the outcome of a choice, assume that the predictions are true, and then use the predictions as a premise in the arguments that support the choice.
I'll let him go first.
This is a hard one. This is not
Oh my god,
not technically a fallacy per se.
Tony, that's not the complex one. The complex.
No, it's I'll tell you, it's a hard one. It's called fortune telling.
Wait, what?
Fortune telling is when you have a tendency to make a prediction about an outcome and then assume those predictions are true, and then use the predictions in the premise of the argument to support.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
I was thinking post hoc proper ergo hoc, but that doesn't.
No, that's different.
Yeah,
I was thinking I need to go back to school.
Yeah, my brain is. Why was I don't know. I don't like the definitions they have.
Well,
right.
Pretty basic one. But I mean, you know what? I tell you what, I'm going to accept.
Oh, okay. I see.
Now that I think about it, it doesn't say it, but I'm going to actually accept post hoc ergo propter hoc. The reason being is post hoc ergo propter hoc would basically be saying since one event followed another event that there was a causality link that one caused the other.
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah.
So I would accept that one. Would you, Barney? Let me go to you on that one. Would you agree if somebody would have said that?
I'd agree.
No, this is more specific.
It is more specific, right? No, I think it is. I think that fortune telling would probably be a type of post hoc ergo propter hoc, but I would have accepted that. I think because I'm not an asshole. All right, moving on here.
Making shit up is what I'd call that.
You're right.
Hey, we're gonna. Oh, I can't say that word. I mean, making. We were feces. Yeah,
yeah, we're trying not to get this demonetized right off the bat. Yeah, but I agree with Dutch.
All right, moving on. It's a demonetization fallacy.
Before Tony falls away here, ready?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm trying to get back to the Chargers.
All right, here we go.
Okay, I'm running.
You're gonna have to mute though. Okay. The tendency to discount or discredit information which falls outside of a person's particular range of experience. It can take the form of, quote, I have never seen an example of X, therefore X does not exist. Or it can make a more subtle form called the confirmation fallacy, in which the statement is held to be true because no counterexamples have been demonstrated. Quote, I believe that quote, blank do not exist. Here is a blank. It is white. Here's another blank. It is white. I've examined millions of blanks. They have all been white. With these examples that support the idea that blank do not exist, it must be a very reliable statement. And fill in the blank because I excluded that.
That's a horrible description.
It's not a great description, but
I'm bringing in deconverted man.
Well, I would have got it from. I've never seen.
Okay, so
X does not exist. That actually is a pretty decent.
Yeah. So DM again.
Yeah, DM again.
Okay.
There's two that it could be, so I'm gonna go first instinct, which now is appeal to personal incredulity. The other thought I had was ignorance, appeal to ignorance.
I'm gonna go with the live chat. The correct answer.
I was thinking the irrelevant one.
Well, Tony, you got a chance to ask.
Wait,
irrelevant
chance with a full description and a hint.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. This is why I keep barking around. So the hint is let's see here. Let me find it. It is all three. It's a cognitive error, logical error, and argumentative error.
Wow.
Would you like me to read it again, or just the main part?
It'll just make me sound stupid.
See, I agree with Ozzy.
It is called the black swan fallacy or the black swan effect.
Oh, I was looking at cause, but
yeah, okay, yeah, I don't like how they defined it.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying I am not saying these are great descriptions.
They should have. I've only seen this box be white, therefore all boxes must be white. That would have been.
Well, that's. I mean, I was saying that, but their example is actually saying black swans. That's why I had to say blank. I believe that black swans do not exist. Here's a swan that's white. Here's another swan, and it's also white. I've examined millions of swans, and they've all been white. With all these examples that support the idea that black swans do not exist, it must be a very reliable statement. That's black swan.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, ready?
I'm gonna get. Hey, no, I'm giving this win to deconverted man because I gotta go.
One vote. How many?
No,
I missed mine. How many points did you have, DM?
I don't know. Didn't win any. I didn't get any. He got 4.
It's 4-0.
He won.
All right, thanks, Tony.
Yes, I'm coming. Yeah. I'll try and jump back on.
I ran into the ad phonium fallacy.
Val agrees.
Yes, the end.
All right, so we need 2 more players before we go against DM, because DM is the uncontested champion right now. Christopher, do you want to go against Midnight?
I'm gonna mute myself.
Christopher? Midnight, are you there?
Hello.
Hello, Christopher. You want to go against Midnight?
Sure, why not? I only know.
Okay.
All right, ready, Midnight?
Okay, I'll probably fail miserably, but let's go.
All right, here we go. Reading them off.
For the money.
An attempt to make a position sound more credible by attributing it to a more respectable source, or quoting a respected source out of context to create a false impression that the source supports the argument. As Abraham Lincoln said, 90% of quotes used to support arguments on the internet can't be trusted.
That's an easy one.
Appeal to authority? Technically?
No, it's actually not.
Oh, well.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna accept that it's not technically appeal to authority, but I'm gonna take it. It's actually called false attribution.
There you go. False attribution.
How are you going to take it? It's not connected.
Well, because
I paid Steve. I'm joking. Never mind.
You know what? All right, let's think about this. Let's work this one through. Should we give him credit? A false attribution is attempting to make a position sound more credible by attributing it to a respectable source, or quoting it to a respected source out of context to create a false impression that the source supports the argument. Yeah, I don't think that. I can't. I'm going to agree with Barney. I don't think that's going to be appeal to authority. That's going to be false. You're attributing incorrectly.
That's fine.
Yeah. Actually, did I give Christopher a chance to answer that? I don't think I did. I don't think he would have.
I had the same.
You didn't. That went fast.
Okay, here we go again. A logical fallacy that asserts that all X are Y. Something is an X, therefore it is something is Y, therefore the thing is X. For example, all Southern Baptists are Christians. Bob is a Christian. Therefore, Bob is a Southern Baptist. The fact that all X are Y does not imply that all Y must be X. This is a hard one, but I actually know this one, but this is a very difficult one. I'll read the first part again. What, Christopher?
Is it a non sequitur?
It is not. Let me read the beginning again. A logical fallacy that asserts that all X are Y. Something is a Y, therefore the thing is an X. Anybody else want to try? The live chat hasn't got it right either. This is a hard one. This is not an easy one. You want the answer? It's called a fallacy of undistributed middle. All right. Let's see here. Moving on. Oh, I like this one. This is a good one. Ready? An argument that if one part of a source is being cited as true, then the entire source must be true. Does not exclusively apply to holy text or biblical scriptures. You should be able to figure it out by the description. An argument that if one part of a source is being cited as true, then the entire source must be true. Does not apply exclusively to holy text or biblical scriptures.
I recognize the form, but I don't know its name.
The answer we're looking for is argument from scripture. Next one. What is the score, Barney?
It's 3 questions in 0-0.
Right.
So before we proceed, I would just like to mention the rules. When you want to apply for an answer, you should scream out your name. You will get a chance to answer. If you answer wrong, your opponent gets a chance to answer and gets a hint.
You can also scream out my name too. I don't mind that.
Yeah, you can also scream out me.
No, I just like hearing my name screamed out, but it's okay. You know. Well, there's no women in here, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, next one. And somebody better get this one right. An argument in which the conclusion which the argument claims to demonstrate is part of the premise of the argument. Quote, we know that God exists because we see it in nature's example of God's design. The premise of this argument assumes that nature is designed by God, which is the conclusion that the argument claims to support.
Damn it.
An argument in which the conclusion which the argument claims to demonstrate is it part of the premise of the argument.
Christopher here.
What do you say,
that
Christopher?
Sounds like begging the question.
You have a point. Yes.
Yay!
Yay!
There you go.
It is
There you
begging
go.
the question. Very good. Very good. All right, we're on the board here.
Spanking the monkey.
Okay, actually, this one you should be able to get too. Well, at least I know DM can. Ready? An attempt to manipulate the audience's emotions. You must find Bob guilty of this murder. If you do not find him guilty, then you will set a dangerous murderer free to prey on your children.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I thought they were going at each other.
Appeal to emotion. They're
Yes.
emotional
Point to
appeal.
midnight, yes. Also, I would have taken an appeal to force or appeal to threat, or I believe the Latin is argumentium ad baculum, or which means appeal to the cudgel, which means do this or this happens. And the reason we brought that up, before I went off air, we were just talking about that particular one. All right, next question. An argument that something must be true because someone who is a generally respected person says so.
Wait, I got that one before. I chose the wrong one.
What is
So appeal to authority.
Yes. Point to
There you go.
midnight. Midnight is on a roll here. All right.
Stop.
Now, this one's going to be a little bit harder. I wonder if the live chat is going to get this one, but this is actually a really good one. The tendency to evaluate evidence or to make choices differently depending on how it is framed. For example, to oppose a law that is described as, quote, healthcare reform, but not to support the same law if it is described as, quote, health insurance company regulation.
Yeah, I don't.
Anybody in the live chat get this one? It's not technically a logical fallacy per se. And actually, the name of the fallacy is inside the description. So let me read it again to help to give you a hint. It's inside. Remember, it's inside the description here. The tendency to evaluate evidence or to make choices differently depending on how it is framed. For example, to oppose a law that is described as, quote, healthcare reform, but not to support the same law if it's described as, quote, health insurance company regulation. It's called the framing of fallacy, or framing effect.
Well, there you go.
In other words, how things are framed, right? Because if you say it one way, they'll vote yes. If you say it another way, they'll vote no, but it's meaning the exact same thing. It's how it's framed. Okay, how about this one? An argument that if an association exists between two things, that they must be the same. Quote, John supports libertarian policies. Bill also supports libertarian policies. Bill is a racist. Therefore, John must be a racist too.
False equivocation?
No, sir.
No, that's...
Okay, so let's see who answered that. Midnight?
Yeah.
Okay, Christopher, let me read it again, and let me tell you which kind of argument it is. It is a argumentative error. The tendency to evaluate evidence or to make choices differently depending... Oh, I'm sorry, correct, wrong one. And an argument that if an association exists between two things, they must be the same. John supports libertarian policies. Bill also supports libertarian policies. Bill is a racist, therefore John must be a racist too.
Yeah, that's a guilt by association fallacy.
Point to Christopher. Yes, guilt by association. Ooh, all right, we're on the board here. Now it's getting like interesting.
8 questions in, it's 2 each.
2 each. It's tied up. All right, here we go. An assertion that something must be true because it hasn't been proven to be false, or that it must be false because it hasn't been proven to be true. Quote, we can prove that there is life in the universe other than our own planet, so it must be true that life exists only on Earth.
I don't think I've ever ran across that once. So.
Oh, I'll give you a hint because it's fair to both of you. This is probably the most common one that there is, that we see all the time. An assertion that something must be true because it hasn't been proven false. Nope. Anybody else want to try?
Come
No.
across it all the time too,
What,
but
Christopher?
I don't know the name.
I didn't hear him. What did he say?
I don't know what it's called.
All right, DM man, you want to give it a go? They can't get it.
Oh yeah. Well, we were all telling everyone in chat what it was. So,
Go ahead.
but yeah, it's argument. Argument of ignorance.
Yes.
It words of.
Yes. Appeal to ignorance, argumentium ad ignorantium, or
Argument ad
appeal to
ignorance.
ignorance. Any one of those I would have accepted.
My brain was like, I just was reading it, and my brain was like, I don't know anymore.
All right, next one. And an argument that because something could happen, that it means it will happen. Quote, if I keep playing the lottery, I am sure to win, which will solve all my money problems.
Oh, I know. I know this one.
You're not playing.
I know.
Maybe read it again. An argument that because something could happen, that means it will happen.
Appeal to probability?
Argumentium ad Ronnie, Vincent said. That is good. That is good. I would have accepted that, but you're not playing, Vincent. But that was good.
Oh, I mean, did you hear my answer?
What was it? I'm sorry, Vincent. What?
Appeal to probability?
Yes, appeal to probability. Point to midnight. Very good. Okay, some of these are kind of really hard, but some of the, let's see here. The tendency of people to put out greater trust or credence in experimental results which confirm their expectations than in the results that don't. Oh, excuse me, to confirm their expectations than in results that don't. It will also show that the tendency of people to accept without question evidence which supports their ideas, but to question, challenge, doubt, or dismiss evidence which contradicts their ideas.
Isn't that confirmation bias?
I'm going to accept that. It's actually expectation bias, but I'll take confirmation bias. Because it's confirmed with their expectation of results, but I'll take it.
Cool.
All right, here we go. Love this one. This is a good one. This is another good one. I like to point out the good ones because these are ones we see a lot. But well, that I think everybody should know. Literally means, quote, you also. An attempt to discredit an argument on the basis of someone perceiving hypocrisy in the person making it. Quote, you say that a vegetarian diet is more healthy, but I've seen you eat steak, so you clearly don't even believe your own argument. Why should I?
I got that.
What is it, Christopher?
Christopher, your audio is completely breaking up.
I cannot hear him at all.
Try yelling out the
What?
answer.
Two Coke.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, but that's called
That's correct.
Tuquoque. Yeah, it's pronounced Tuquoque.
No, it's too cock.
Two Coke.
All right, yes, that is a Tuquoque fallacy. Very good. I point to Christopher. Scorekeeper, what's the score?
11 questions in, 3 each.
Wow. Okay.
No, sorry. I'm lying. Midnight Sparkle is in the lead with 4 to 3.
Ooh, midnight. Wow. Okay, awesome. All right, here we go. Also call, actually, you know what? I'm not going to, well, I don't know if I should read the also call part. I'm not going to say the also because I'm going to accept either one. This is a tendency of people who, when presented with evidence that disproves something they think is true, will often tend to a form of greater attachment to the idea that it is true. Let me read that again. This is the tendency of people who, when presented evidence that disproves something they think is true, will often tend to form an even greater attachment to the idea that it is true.
I don't think I've ever ran a. No, I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna read the simple one. I'm going to tell you the name of the fallacy, but I'll get accept a more colloquial name. It's called the entrenchment fallacy, but there's a more colloquial name for that people may know. Anybody?
No, and I saw a video about it just a few days ago.
What?
I just don't. I saw a video about that a few days ago, but I don't know the name.
It is called the backfire effect.
Huh.
Or somebody said bunker effect. I would take that too, probably. Okay, here we go. Ignoring an actual argument and instead rebutting a much weaker argument that sounds similar. Quote,
Oh,
Bob
wait.
thinks. Go ahead. Say your
Straw
name.
man?
Say your name.
Oh, midnight.
Okay. Well, what kind of argument is it? Or what kind of fallacy?
Straw man?
Yes, straw man fallacy. Point to Midnight. Midnight wins. And let me finish this. Bob thinks we should treat animals with respect. The idea that animals are exactly the same as people is clearly nonsense. That is a straw man fallacy. So we have a winner. Yay.
I did not expect to win.
Give it up. Give it up for them. All right. Now we have the playoff or the final championship. DM versus Midnight. Unless somebody else wants
Oh
to come
boy,
into town.
he's gonna win. He's gonna definitely win this one.
Oh, there will be blood.
We got plenty of fallacies to go, so we could play another round if two more people want to come in. So I'll
I
give them.
don't know that
Listen,
many. but
listen,
we'll
I
see.
just want to say, one shall stand, one shall fall.
Okay. Megatron.
That was Optimus. Ooh.
Oh right, damn it. Well, hold on. Never mind. Go on, Steve. Let's not get into this.
All right. I guess it's just you two going for the.
Let's appeal to Autobottom. Eh.
I need to laugh.
Now I'm wondering if I should make it more difficult to give you the harder ones.
Oh, yeah.
I might throw an easy one, but I think these are important. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I love this one. This is one of my favorite ones. An assertion of the form, quote, P implies Q, Q, therefore P. For example, all dogs have fleas. My cat has fleas. Therefore, my cat is a dog.
Even
This is one of the best ones. I love. I have to love this one.
I don't know, but it's funny just because the cat has. I don't know. You go.
Let me try this again. An assertion of the form P implies Q, Q, therefore P.
All
For
right,
example,
you can read it, man.
Go ahead.
Asserting the consequent?
Yes, or affirming the consequent. Yes.
Affirming. Sorry.
Yes, I'll take asserting the consequent. Yes, same thing. Very good. Point to DM.
Oh, my brain didn't want to get the first word out there. I was like,
Okay, moving on. This is not. I'll give you a hint. This is technically not a fallacy, but you should know this word. The tendency to see patterns or faces or words in random stimuli. For example, seeing the face of Jesus in a piece of toast or hearing words in random static.
Deconverted man would know this. Ding
I
ding.
forget the name of that.
Deconverted. Go ahead.
Yeah, is this pattern seeking?
Not what I'm looking for though. It is pattern
Okay.
seeking, but that's not a fallacy.
No,
By the way, I personally disagree with this definition because I don't think this word applies to words in random static. I call that apophenia, but what's the name of this one?
I don't know. There's a name for it. I remember seeing, but
They call it a fallacy on this page.
I don't know, but there's a name for it.
Pareidolia.
What?
yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Pareidolia.
Wow.
Or pareidolia. Okay.
Okay.
Which we see quite often, right? Matter of fact, I just pointed that out to somebody who was seeing the face of Satan in a jet fighter thing on a book on the table at Sam's Club.
Oh, I remember that. That was
I mean,
cringy as
he
hell.
never heard of it. He didn't understand that, and yet it's still a fallacy whether he's heard of it or not, right? So, okay, moving on. Like I said, some of these are so good. An argument which presupposes its own answer or one of its own premises in the way it is phrased. Quote, have you stopped beating your wife lately? Or sorry, sorry.
Go ahead.
Name.
He said it.
No name.
Loaded.
You have to say name first.
Oh, I heard him say
midnight.
the first
Midnight,
part.
go
of
ahead.
it. Yeah.
Loaded question.
Loaded
Yeah,
question.
he's got it.
Very good.
Yeah, I heard him say loaded. I was like, yep, that's it.
All right, here we go. Okay, here we go, boys and girls. Literally, quote, after the fact, therefore, because of the fact. An assertion that if one thing happens before another, the first thing caused the second. Say your name. Say your name.
Converted man.
Go ahead.
Post hoc proper ergo hoc.
So close. You want to try to rephrase it? I'm going to accept it, but come on.
My brain's gone. That's all I got.
Post hoc ergo propter hoc.
Oh, what,
But
did
I'll
I say
take it.
post twice?
I'm not going to be a dick about this.
I said post twice. Didn't
I am not Alex
Oh
Trebek.
my god. I
So
said post twice though.
You get a point. You get a point. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
no, but I said post twice though. I'm gonna burn myself alive for that.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's heavy, man.
Using one argument or claim to prove another, and then using the second argument to support the first. And by the way, I think we're going to go up to 10 for the championship. I'm going to change the rules midstream. We're going to make it. So we got so many more to go, so we're going to have to go to 10. Using one argument or claim to prove another, then using the second argument to support the first. Anyone? Guess not. The answer we're looking for is circular reasoning or circular argument.
That wasn't
Right.
I know you know what, you know these, right? But when you hear the actual, like a definition, it's hard. I know.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nah, well.
All right. Here we go. Ready?
What?
Well, that joke, but whatever.
An assertion in the form, quote, P implies Q, not P, therefore not Q. For example, if there's a fire in this room, there must be oxygen in the air. There is no fire in this room, therefore there is no oxygen in the air. So the logical form is P implies Q, not P, therefore not Q.
And how could you breathe in the room?
Okay, Deconverted Man says association causation?
No, sir.
No. Damn it.
Midnight. I will give you a hint. Let's see which one is one. It is a logical fallacy. Okay. Well, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's a logical fallacy. It's in the form of P implies Q, not P, therefore not Q. What logical fallacy is that?
I'm gonna admit ignorance and say I don't know.
By the way, I don't mind if people look at the live chat at this point because we'll call that phoning a friend.
Okay. Well, I'm not looking at the chat,
Some of them
so
right
I guess.
It is called denying the antecedent.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
All right. You can't get this one. I don't know if you're gonna get this one, but an assertion of one, if one or more, the assertion that one thing or another thing might be true, the first one is true. That must mean the second one is false. For example, Bob could be a police officer, Bob could be a police officer, or Bob could be a liar. Bob is a police officer, therefore Bob is not a liar. In fact, they both might be true, or they both might be false. This was a little bit harder. An assertion that if one thing or another might be true, and the first one is true, that must mean the second one is true. Example, Bob could be a police officer, or Bob could be a liar. Bob is a police officer, therefore Bob is not a liar.
I don't know.
Anybody? Well, here's okay. See, I don't like this particular example because it to me it is a false dichotomy, but the thing that they're looking for is affirming the disjunct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with affirming the disjunction, right?
Yeah, my brain was somewhere like down a tangent trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because this one it's more affirming the disjunction than what I would call a false dichotomy. A false dichotomy is when you're presented two options and there might be more, right?
Right.
So, all right, so let's move on here. I love this one. This is great. I had never heard of this one. I'm not going to lie. It makes sense to me, but it's not something that I've actually heard of. So the tendency of people to find statements more credible if they rhyme than if they don't. Yes, this is a real demonstrated cognitive bias. Quote, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. That's what they give as a definition. Obviously, it's a cognitive bias, so you get that. But I didn't realize this was an actual fallacy until I saw this. And I'll give you a hint.
Well,
So
I don't know. I'm going to say Deconverted Man has no time. I think it is appeal to rhyme.
I'm going to accept that. Rhyming effect.
I'd accept it.
I had never heard of that before. So, hey. I thought
Had
that was
rhyme
cool.
in it.
I
Close enough.
read through this whole thing, and I was like, I looked at every single one. Okay,
What do
I
they
know that
call
I know
it
I had no
again?
idea. And that one was like, what the hell? I've never heard of that one.
What do they
But-
call it again?
It's called rhyming effect.
Or rhyming effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not really I don't think I wouldn't call it maybe an appeal, but with a rhyming effect, I would take it as the effect is because you have a rhyme, it's more likely to be the case, right? So it has an effect on people. So it's a persuasive.
There was something like
argument.
that with that if the sentence was written a certain way that people would think it was true, like if it's all capital letters or something like that. I forget
Sure.
now.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. We'll call that capitalization effect.
Yeah.
But that's similar like the framing effect. Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this one's a hard one, but this one's a good one. The tendency to believe bad things happen to bad people and good things happen to good people. For example, an attorney defending a rapist might say the victim was out at a night in a short dress and therefore brought the attack upon herself.
Blaming the
Hard.
victim, which is technically not a fallacy, I guess.
I'm
And you didn't say your name.
But midnight.
well, we know the rule. Come on.
No, this is I'm going to be Alex Trebek. You got to call your name. That way.
Well, he was wrong anyway. So.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dio.
Man says. Wait, what was the thing?
Let me give it read it to you again and tell you what kind of it is. It is called. This is a cognitive, argumentative, and logical error. The tendency to believe bad things happen to bad people and good things happen to good people.
Well, the only thing that's coming to my mind is karma, but that's not it.
You should look at the live chat. Somebody had it. First case got it right.
Wow.
Just little fallacy.
Oh.
You're allowed to look at the live chat now, like I said, because people
Karma fallacy. See, I like my answer.
They'll get it wrong, so we'll call that pipeline.
Last question.
I mean, what's the score?
It's Deconverted Man 3 and Midnight Sparkle 1. Deconverted Man has won, but Midnight Sparkle has a chance to save some of
bonus round. This one's worth 9,001 points.
Okay. Let's see here. Make it a good one. Let me find a real good one here. Oh man, these are some of these I don't think you're going to get, so I want to make it something that I think you're going to get. One sec. Man, this is hard. Okay, here we go. For the win. Well, you already won anyways, but the tendency to pay particular attention to things which have emotional or cognitive resonance and to ignore data which doesn't have that resonance. A person who believes Muslims are terrorists may become hyper-aware of perceived threatening behavior from somebody he knows to be Muslim, especially when that perception reinforces his belief that Muslims are terrorists, and ignore evidence which indicates that the person is not a threat. This one's hard. What if live chat can get this one? The tendency to pay particular attention to things which have emotional or cognitive resonance.
Well, we already covered emotional fallacy.
It's not confirmation bias. It's not racial fallacy. I'll give it to you. It's called attention bias. That one's hard. That one's really hard. There's not many left. So I mean, and I know, and the ones that are left are extremely hard. I don't think you're going to get.
Final score after 10 questions. Deconverted Man 3, Midnight Sparkle 1.
We have a winner.
Deconverted Man wins.
Yay! Deconverted Man, you are the king of logical fallacies.
Well, I need to restudy because I should have known all these.
Well, your mission now is to go over and go into Antonio Hangout and Fletcher's Hangout and explain to him all these things. If you choose to accept it.
I don't know who that is.
So Barney, please tell Deconverted Man what he has won, which is absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Oh man, what's the one where you get to change the door after you pick it? Where you make the fallacy?
Monty Python.
Monty Python?
Yeah. I choose to switch the door because it's a higher percent chance that I win.
You now get to go onto YouTube and watch some Monty Python first.
Yay. I'm going to watch cat videos.
So the good news is that you've won. The bad news is you don't get crap for it.
The king of logical fallacies does not sound like a good title.
We're gonna be creating some new fallacies, though. I mean, we actually have quite a few new fallacies.
Throw in the Michael Jordan fallacy. That one's good.
So Vincent wants to come up with a appeal to Trey Jadlow. What would that one entail? That if something is some if that if there's beer to contingency says it's so, that it must exist in any possible world.
Isn't that the guy that was eating food that one time?
Trade Chadlow is the dental assistant who likes the word. He loves the words contingency, probability, and what's some other things?
Is he that one that was being taken apart by Mortimer?
I don't know about Mortimer. I don't know who that is, but I can tell you right now, Scott
Not
Poole.
Mortimer. Appeal to a fucking poll.
Not Scott Poole. What's his name? Bert Poole destroys him every single time. In fact, his video explaining to Trade Jadlow to Quokwe was just epic. It was just, he did for some reason Trade does not kind of understand these fallacies, and Bert was just annihilating him on it. But, all right, here's a bonus question for you, because this is one of our fallacies. The fallacy of somebody presenting a peer review paper that actually refutes what the person's actually arguing.
What?
The clown car posse fallacy.
Close. He's a member of the clown car posse. Has a specific name. Be more specific.
Hold on. The Nephilim free fall fallacy.
Incorrect, but he does fall for this one.
Terry Moore fallacy.
Anybody in live chat? You guys don't go to the GDC lexicon often enough. The GDC is in the lexicon, actually in the Great Debate Community Wiki lexicon. Vincent, I'll accept Vincent. Vincent calls it the appeal to Tommy Hall. It's actually the Tommy Hall fallacy.
Oh,
Tommy Hall fallacy.
I even read that once.
Which, by the way, happens a lot. I don't know what it is, but people
appeal to Monty Hall.
Appeal to Monty Hall.
Well, that's when when you get naked? Or is that no? That's a field of full Monty.
No, that I think is the Dragnaut Silva's fallacy.
What is Dragnaut?
I don't know. He's been busy, I guess. But I think Dragnaut thinks that his arguments are better if he's naked, which I'm not going to dismiss as a possibility.
It could be. I mean,
yeah, it might be.
Might be. It could be. Just because, like, if every time they are better because he's naked. I mean, that's some. You got a pretty good argument there.
He has nice boobs. Let's see if we come up with some of the DDC ones. How about this one? Oh, this is a good one. Ready for this one? This is, again, bonus questions. You guys should all know this one. The belief that in order to know what the scientific consensus is on a particular issue, one must sample every scientist in the world, or the sampling is incomplete. And I've actually given the Latin for this.
What? Who made that error?
Magnitudin exempli non esta plena. That's the Latin for this fallacy. Magnitudine exempla non est plena. That's the Latin name for this fallacy.
We need a fallacy.
It does not appeal to Ronnie. Ronnie has this belief, but it's not appeal to Ronnie. It is called what?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Nobody knows this fallacy. You guys don't go to the lexicon enough. It is called the fallacy of incomplete sample size.
Right. We need a name. Is there a name for the current year fallacy? Like, oh, it's 2007, so we shouldn't X. There's already got to be one for that.
How about this one? I'm pretty sure that I think this was Fiona that came up with this one. I'm not sure, so it hasn't been credited. But I came up with the Latin name for it. The Latin name is Egrentia tum dicta, and it means the belief that some technical words belief that using technical words properly in a conversation by someone in a debate is a fallacy and should be avoided at all cost. Or maintaining that people should use the most ambiguous colloquial definitions possible, else it is a fallacy. The belief that using technical words properly in a conversation by someone in a debate is a fallacy. No, nobody remembers this one? It is called the fallacy of prestigious jargon.
I haven't been around that long, so I don't know.
All right. How about, let's see if we got one more. Oh, actually, we got a couple more. What is this called? And I believe this was Sam the Scientist that came up with this one. Should have attribution to him. Here we go. Blank is the art of being able to Google something and thereby becoming a self-proclaimed expert on the topic. This discipline is second in prestige and academic rigor, only to attending the intellectual powerhouse that is YouTube University. The art of being able to Google something and thereby becoming self-proclaimed expert on the topic. You guys haven't heard of this one either? Google Foo. We're looking for Google Foo.
Google.
Oh, Vincent Jones got it correct. And I'm pretty sure that was Sam that came up with that one. How about this one? This is one I came up with, so I remember this one. Blank is to describe someone whose primary source of information comes from Wikipedia, giving them the misconception that by reading Wikipedia that somehow they become an expert on the topic. Okay, Hiller says he wrote the wiki page on the Google Foo, but I think Google Foo actually was coined by Sam, though, was it not? Or did Hillary Finder came up with that one? So what is this one? Blank is used to describe someone whose primary source of information comes from Wikipedia. What do we call it? That is called a wiki warrior. Yes, wiki warrior. Yes. Right. I coined that phrase because I thought that was perfect to describe these people, wiki warriors.
All right, it's been fun. I'm gonna go. Goodbye, everybody.
Oh, sure. Take your crown and run.
Yep.
See how GM is? You just
so
run.
Long. I win. Whee! Bye, everybody.
You did good. You did
Congratulations.
Really good.
Oh, I'll win more better next time, maybe.
I don't know if there won't be a better, more better next time.
More better, get good. Part 5. I don't know.
We went through a lot of fallacies.
Yeah.
You guys want to? You guys want some more?
Nah, I gotta go.
These things? Well, you gotta go.
I gotta go. Bye.
Well, this isn't for you.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Okay, bye. Okay, you guys want some more? You guys want to go on? Midnight sounds sad. Live chat. What about you? We'll wait for a minute for them to catch up. Boy, there's a long delay.
Yep.
Live chat. Come on.
Cogito ergo wiki.
Cogno ergo wiki. Yeah. Okay. More. They want more. Wow. You guys are glutton for punishment. All right. What do we call this? Again, I got to admit, like I said, these are just great to make community terms. You're not going to find them out there anywhere else. This was a phrase coined by Hog Time Champ to refer to those people, mostly true empiricism, who are quite vocal in expressing their bullshit, but always cower in fear in the safe place of their own hangouts, preventing anyone who can actually refute them into the hangout, or if they are allowed in, subsequently removing, ejecting, or ejecting them from the hangout in a nominal amount of time.
Hello?
It is not.
Hello, midnight.
What do we call that phrase? A phrase coined by Hog Time Champ to refer to those people, mostly true empiricism, who are quite vocal in expressing their bullshit, but always cower in fear in the safe space of their own hangouts, preventing anyone from actually refuting them into the hangout, or that could actually refute them into the hangout, or if they are allowed in, subsequently removing or ejecting them from the hangout in a nominal amount of time. First case wins.
First case gets it, yeah.
Well, actually, he's so close.
So close enough.
I'm sorry, no, Hillerfinder said it first. Screaming from under your bed, but Hillerfinder, she's cheating because he actually helped write the wiki. So I mean, he knows this stuff.
Yeah, and he
he's one of the leading writers of the wiki,
including the quotes.
there's only a handful of people that really have been writing the wiki. It's been Hillerfinder, Kevin B, myself, Lamed student, and I'm sure I'm missing a few other people, but these have been the primary people. So, okay, next one. Oh, this is a good one. This is a really good one. Hillerfinder, there's no definition for it. Shit, what's up with this? There's no definition for this one, Hiller. All right, I'll give you the name of this. You guys tell me where it's who's attributed to, because there's no definition for this. Hiller, get on this. The inner solipsism of solipsism. Who is that attributed to? The inner solipsism of solipsism.
True empiricism.
True empiricism. Thank you.
Do I say my name again? Midnight.
No,
there you go.
You don't say it. There's no definition for this. Somebody needs to write a definition for the inner solipsism of solipsism, please. Anybody can write for the Great Debate Community Wiki, by the way. Anybody, as long as you're a member of the Great Debate Community, you can go in, you can add things, change things. Everything is approved, by the way. I get an email for everything that goes on there. So does other people. So
can you explain the inner solipsism of solipsism?
Yeah, but let me just say real quick. Don't be afraid to make a page. Even if it's really crappy, we can fix it. I'd rather have something to work with than start from scratch, because it's very hard to make a wiki page from scratch every single time. I mean, ask Killer and myself. We've done a lot, and they take some work. So if somebody at least has a template and they write something, I can go back in and fix it, and then people like Lamed Student can go in and even fix it even better, because he does a great job at proofreading these things. He's one of the best editors I've seen. The inner
I'm not
solipsism
even listed here. I'm not writing for your wiki.
You can start. Here's the rule: you can start your own web page for the wiki. You just can't add any content to it. Somebody else has to do the content. But you can ask somebody to do it. I mean, just say, "Hey, I've made a page myself. Can you go in and edit it and make something for it? Find a friend, make a friend in here, and have a friend do it for you." Everybody in the Great Debate should have a web page, a wiki page. I don't know why we only have like 50. There should be like, maybe we have more than that, but we should have like a couple hundred.
Everybody in the Great Debate should have a friend.
Well, I'll tell you what, Vincent Jones says, my page on wiki sucks because of the rule that I can't do it myself. Do you guys, since the wiki's been around for a while, do you want to lift that ban? Do you want to make it that you can write your own page at this point, just so we can get more content?
I wouldn't even know what to write about myself. I guess just make shit up. I don't know.
Well, here's the rule, though. This is the problem with people writing their own web page. If they don't understand the point of the wiki, they're not going to do a good job. The wiki is not to explain to each other your LinkedIn post, or your job history. The point of the wiki is to have a comical, kind of self-deprecating position, right? Something that is true, but at the same time has a little sarcasm to it, right? And not everybody is able to do that kind of sarcasm. It's kind of a talent.
Yeah, I'm not really good at that, so.
And there's also, a fine line between funny and not funny. I mean, ask DM. But yes, somebody says yes, but it has to be vetted. Yeah, these things have to be approved. If you make a page, it doesn't automatically go up. Well, it kind of does, but it has to get approved in some ways. So let's take a vote. Since we have 50 people watching, that's a pretty good chunk of the GDC. Let's kind of vote on this. Do you want to open it so you can now make your own page? And if that's the case, I will put it on the G+ that you can do that. So let's take a vote on that. Or better yet, should I make it an actual poll? Because I know Agrippa loves polls, right? Because we love polls in the DDC. So let's take a vote. Should we make it a poll?
I think it would be a good policy, because then people can write an over-serious account of themselves that can be vandalized later. It creates a seed.
Okay, what about you, Midnight? Oh, man, we got all kinds of stuff. People say just poll it. Say don't open.
So what was the question again?
Agrippa wants a poll, because I know Agrippa loves polls. By the way, that's bad phrasing on that, by the way. I think he likes the poll. Nothing personal, Agrippa. If you like poll, that's fine. Make a poll asking if you should make a poll. Vincent Jones says. Should I have a poll asking if I should make a poll about opening it up? That could be a huge Inception thing, by the way. Come on, guys, help me out here. There's 3 options on the table. We just open it up. We make a poll if we should open it up, or we make a poll if we should make a poll to open it up. Which one say you?
Yes, open it up.
This gets confusing real fast. So we have 2 opens ups in here. All right, live chat. Make your vote in here. Actually, we'll just make it 2 things. Should we just poll the entire GDC, or should just go by who's listening right now? Because you guys are the important people, because you paid attention to this particular hangout.
Now, make a poll on the G+.
All right, I'll make because I think it should be fair. And I know Agrippa loves polls. I can make a decision, but I want to get people's input. Even if they tell me that they want to open it, I might say no. I make the final decision on that, but I want to get people's input. Poll.
Poll.
All right, it looks like everybody says poll. All right, so we're going to poll it later. All right, so moving on here. Here's some more. Do all 3. That's the best answer. Poor Agrippa. He's like, fuck these polls. Um, oh, here's an awesome one. Okay, you guys better get this one right. Ready? Quote, is the fairy tale for grown-ups created by Darwin evolutionists, which is just a conspiracy to keep Jesus' prayer out of school and teach kids that morality is subjective and there is no God. What do we call that? What do we call the fairy tale for grown-ups created by Darwin evolutionists? I know Nestle would get this right if he was here.
I have no clue.
Anybody in the live chat want to try? Quote is the, or blank is the fairy tale for grown-ups created by Darwin evolutionists. I love that word. Evolutionists. That's a great word. Nonsensical, but it's awesome. Which is just a conspiracy to keep Jesus' prayer out of school and teach kids that morality is subjective and there is no God. Yes, Hiller Finder. Yes. Evolution is what we're looking for. Evolution. That is the words to describe that. Not to be confused with evolution, right? I love that word. All right. How about, okay, here we go. The name of Jade's cat. Oh, really, people?
Which one? Freddy? I mean, there's
Yes,
like
Freddy. I didn't
I
know
thought
she
she
had.
had two. I thought she had two.
No. The other option would be the name of the cat that's trying to kill Jade. Yeah.
But yeah, Freddy.
Yeah. I should read the description. Blank is a gray-haired, blue-eyed, psychopathic feline and companion of Jade West. He was at first a hellhound and then personal companion to Satan himself before he got tired of torturing souls in hell, that he came to Earth and took on the appearance of an ordinary house cat. That is Freddy the cat. All right, let's see here. Oh, here's a good one. I just ran across this one today. What do we call this? Quote, when someone who is corrected, shown to be wrong, or in any way questioned about a comment or they claim they have made, they turn into a personal affront against their religious or ideological position. Those who have a fetish for this get off when they feel they are being, quote, blank, for the religious or ideological position when it is their claims that are being attacked. And is usually attributed for those who have never seen an actual rebuttal to the information being used against them. And they just say that they are being, quote, blank, by you challenging them or challenging their claim to defend their claims. This follows from the belief that certain Christians have that when anyone corrects them or lays insult against them for any reason that is completely and utterly unrelated to their faith, that it is merely prophecy and prediction coming to fruition from the Bible, that they would be blank by this, or they'd be blank by reprobates.
Persecuted?
Yes, persecution porn. Yes, persecution porn is what we're
or that too. I guess that works.
that is a great. These aren't necessarily fallacies, but these are great terms that we have in the GDC that people should be familiar with. Okay, how about this one? This one I believe was coined by Dragnot Silvas. Okay, quote. When an opponent attempts to ask one or more myopic piece of obscure information that no reasonable person would know off the top of their heads in order to try to demonstrate that person does not have a proficiency in or adequate knowledge of the level of the topic being discussed. This was a neologism coined by Dragnot to refer to true empiricism style of debate. When an opponent attempts to ask one or more of myopic pieces of obscure information. Yes, Hogtie Champ got it right. It is called sharpshooting. That is what we were looking for. Sharpshooting. All right. This one's not so much a fallacy or anything like that, but see if you can get it right. Ready? Quote, blank is the magical force that's somehow strong enough to keep millions of metric tons of water to Earth's surface all at once, yet is weak enough for the birds to fly and helium balloons to rise. What do we call
Gravity.
that? Yes, gravity. Very good. That's gravity. Okay. All right. How about this one? You people should get this one. The mascot of the GDC.
Sarah's ass.
Yes.
I was gonna say Sarah, but that's technically not true.
Yeah, Sarah's only the caretaker, right? She's the host, if you will, of her ass. Yes. Let's see here, boy. Okay, how about this one? The colloquial term which the community gave to exploit a quote feature in Google Hangouts, which allows anyone to remove another account from an external Hangout. Hangout sniping, correct? Yes. Very good.
Is anyone keeping score? Or
yeah,
are we done with that?
You've won the award for the most knowledgeable on the GDC lexicon. You better get this one right. A pejorative term that is sometimes applicable, sometimes not, when applied to some atheists who generally actually think or maintain that gods do not exist, but posit a quote lack of belief in order to avoid properly discharging their burden of justification.
Like theist.
God damn it! I was gonna answer it.
Bravo, bravo.
You can't get them all.
Coined by Ozzy, which I don't know if he actually coined that. I think that term was around before Ozzy, but I'm gonna have to check on that. I don't know if that was the actual I don't mean, we'll see on that one. Here's an acronym. Now you got to tell me what it stands for. Ready? TL semicolon DR. What does that stand for?
Too long, didn't read.
Very good.
Oh, I think the way you pronounce semicolon threw me off.
Okay, the name of the camera that has mystical properties that Flat Earth uses to discredit the round Earth model.
Nikon P900.
Yes.
Now you're getting into the territory of the ones I've run into.
And what's the name of the Nikon P900? What's the other name for it?
Oh, I don't know.
The Coolpix.
Yeah, didn't Red Rhetoric use that camera to photograph, record the ISS?
Yes.
Oh, I think I got it. The truth detector.
No, he already said it. This is a new one. I don't remember this one. I haven't even read this one before, so somebody must have added this on their own. So we'll see if it's really good. Ready? The governing principle behind the CCP videos that indicates a measurable increase of exponential stupidity of content over time. This represents how one maps the saga of cognitive malfunction on channels such as G-Men into empiricism while watching hangouts that include a Darth Dawkins element. Ironically, the blank is a confirmation Darth Dawkins needs to successfully affirm that the universe, quote, operates in some law-like way. Unfortunately, he's too far removed from the universe to realize this due to his own blank. How poetic. It would be funny if this wasn't so sad. I don't remember this one. Hiller, do you recognize this one? It's not a bad title. It's called The Law of Exponential Stupidity. Interesting.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's a new one to me. Here's a good one. Ready? A blank is someone who believes having a fragile emotional state affords them special protection from criticism on the internet. They are quite readily prone to being butthurt and usually want some type of special dispensation as to not address legit criticisms against their positions. This phrase is commonly applied to feminists and social justice warriors who have shown particularly hostile resistance.
Snowflake?
Yes, to any of their views being challenged. Yes.
Yeah, I ran across a lot of them before. They're an interesting bunch.
I think that's pretty much most of these. Is there anyone else? One last one. The assertion that God does not exist.
Atheism? I don't know.
Yes, there you go. Philosophically speaking. All right, guys. With that, I think we're about done here. So I'm going to give the championship for logical fallacies to Deconverted Man, and the championship for the knowledge of the GDC lexicon. I'm going to split between Hiller Finder and Midnight. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. Even though Hiller Finder, it obviously has an advantage because he writes for the wiki. I'll put that poll up tonight to see if we want to open it up. I'm thinking that we probably will. I think that's probably going to be the general consensus because that's the only way we're going to get more pages on the wiki page. So. All right. Anybody want to have any last words before we end this?
The truth is out there.
Sounds good. Oh, wait. Before you know what? before you do that. Tomorrow I will be on, I believe at 1 o'clock. I'm going to be on a show called. What is the show called? How bad is that? Gin and Tonic is the name of the show. It's basically talking about Muslim theology and Judaism, some of the stuff, topics I know nothing about, but they want me to come on. I've been on it before, but I think this is gonna be 1 o'clock tomorrow. And then afterwards, I might have another just general hangout. So, anyways, thanks
gin is a drink or gin as a spirit?
It's a play on both, actually. Yeah. There's something else I wanted to add too, and I can't remember. I don't remember. We'll just add some more polls on it. Yeah, Gin and Tonic's still around. Yeah, he still does that show. Nice guy. But anyways, Midnight, one last word, and I'm going to take us out. Go ahead.
The truth is out there.
There you go.